Your world before 2020, that world that most of you knew, that world previously, that world is gone. A lot of people cannot face the fact, especially in my generation, people with the last generation, to grow up without technology, without being stuck to a phone all day, without online banking, without nothing. People just knew, yeah, it was a little bit of a computer, this, that. We went out, people had a normal life. Okay, that life, yeah, that life totally finished and gone. And what people are struggling to understand is how, what, where. Everybody knows, quote, quote, something has changed, but they don't quite know what exactly has changed, what they're looking towards, and what this world, or this earth rather, is going to become. What I will say in this video is that 2026 may be one of the last, quote, quote, normal or balanced years that people find. This isn't scaremongering. This isn't a doomsday operation. This isn't telling people to hope for the worst. No. But what I will say to a lot of people, get your resources ready when you can. That's really all I'm gonna say. Have upward mobility and move upwards. The world, or rather the earth, has been engineered in a way that us human beings are completely outnumbered. We're outnumbered in a way that's very difficult to put in words, very difficult to get on camera and actually explain. Real human beings are completely and utterly outnumbered. Okay, so most people right now are just a vessel. They're an empty vessel, and they are a vessel for practically anything that wants to jump in their body spiritually. They have no spiritual protections, they have no awareness, they have no education, so they go around like an empty vessel. Most of you guys must be seeing these 5G towers. They're, of course, preparing the 6G towers as well. And what happens is that those frequencies are, of course, controlling the majority for quite obvious reasons, through the ferrofluid, through the serum. I won't have to spell it out because anybody with sense in their head knows what I'm saying. Okay, so radiation and ferrofluid go hand in hand. You can use very low level radiation for mind control. You can use low level radiation to basically make someone dance like a puppet if they have the ferrofluid in their system. Those of us who do not have the ferrofluid in our system are still also being affected. Why? Because what happens is that, of course, people are very easy to lie to. They've been lied that, you know, these 5G towers are a network. No, they're not. Every single time you've had a G, 1G, 2G, 3G, you've always had some type of radioactive disease that follows it. Well, in this case, they decided to go all out with it. And the portals that open, those 5G towers have torn all the Earth's protections. So the Earth is completely, she's an open door. So anything can come through. And anything and everything has come through. That's the real problem. A lot of people are asking about the chaos in the world. Is that we've got a lot of foul entities that are amongst us. The only difference is that most people's spiritual ability is dead, so they're unable to see what those of us who have clairvoyance or clairsentience or clairaudience, whatever it is, but mainly they can see, hear, and feel. They're all over, and they're causing all the chaos and everything you can possibly imagine. And so many people always wish that things could, quote, quote, go back to as they are. That world is gone. Those people are gone. Most human beings are gone. Out of probably 8 billion, we have maybe 1.5 to 1.7 that are actually human left. It's a sobering fact. It's hard. It's a silent type of genocide. There's a lot of things I can say, but you know, of course, there's such heavy censoring that I have to be very careful about how I structure this video. Now, I made a lot of longer videos that most of you have watched, and I've covered many topics, but I want to say that that world that most of us knew, that happy, joyous, normal, balanced world, gone. Gone, gone, gone. Don't expect it. Most people of today are machines, they're robots, they're robotic, they behave robotic because they are robotic, they are biological robots. They're not human beings anymore. A human being still has life in them, still has hope in them. With most people, it's just blank, there's just nothing there. So, you're living in I want to say, at least a 65% digital world right now. Come a couple of years, it will push to around 70, 80, 90. It will push upwards, and it's gonna push a very fast. People will not see things coming because they don't see changes on a daily basis that affect. They'll just be like, oh, yeah, I kind of just like, the world's changed, or, the dopey ones, a lot of people, the real dopey ones, where it's like, how things changed, what? That's most people for you. They don't even know what's changed, how it's changed. But so anybody who has sense in the head, we can see things right in front of us. That's difficult. It's always the slow ones, the ones at the back of the bus that are like, what, how's it changed, what's happened, don't know where they are. Of course they're not gonna know where they are. It's kind of obvious, isn't it? But for anybody that has sense in the head, they know that what comes ahead, possibly in the next 2 to 3 years, defines pretty much what we've got going on. The world will shift even more restrictions, more bans, more whatever freedom possibly people think that they still have. Gone. Gone, gone, gone. They've engineered a digitally sick world, okay? There's something where you can interact with the device. Most people don't know what they're recording on, how these devices control them. Most of these phones control your mood, control your behavior, control your thought process, because they're not just phones. A lot is being linked through these phones. These phones are a portal, they're a device to completely alter and change even what somebody looks like, even down to the makeup that women use these days. So I make it a point never to really use modern makeup. Any like very modern brands or something, they're out of the picture. I have no interest in modern skincare, modern makeup, because modern skincare and modern makeup are they're not skincare and makeup. They're military grade technology. They're military grade technology in a way that people don't even realize that they have doubles made of them. They have all kinds of things made of them because the makeup and the skincare is photochromatic in nature. When you're interacting with social media platforms, they're scanning you, and they can take imprints of your face. They can do a lot of things with that makeup, that skincare, because so much is happening and people don't know. They've got these craze. A lot of women of today have this craze of wearing 50 layers of horseshit makeup. You just have to put a tiny bit on. But because so many people are ugly inside, they think that makeup is gonna fix whatever's going on, whatever nasty behavior they've got going on inside. It doesn't work like that. I can say a lot of things for men too, but sometimes it defeats the point, because you realize that actually what we're up against is a world that most people, even myself, sometimes I sit alone and I'm like, this is too crazy. I can't imagine this. What is going on here? And what is going on is the fact that people know, like I said at the start of the video, people know there's something wrong. They can't necessarily pin what is wrong. And when you go digging into the what, it depends. You have to have some type of IQ to go digging. Most people won't dig, they're not interested. They're too sedated with things such as social media, Netflix, digital nonsense, gimmicks, digital devices, apps, wearables. All that is distraction, is just nonsense. they're so far gone that you can't help most people. They enjoy the prisons that were given to them. They enjoy the life that they've been imprisoned in. They enjoy it. So how can you help people that actually enjoy what's happening in the world right now? You can't, right? With men, it's mainly a pornography issue. Western society is a completely lost cause. You know, it'd be hard pressed to find men who are not addicted to something, and if you do, those men have very strong willpower and discipline, which it's tough to have in this world. Family units are broken down. There's no family units anymore. There's no law and order. This is all by design. This is not. It's not by accident. You don't just wake up one day and be like, "Whew, the entire Western nation's on fire." It doesn't work like that. It's a systematic process. It takes 20, 30 years to get to where we are today. It'll take about another 5 to 10 years to completely break down what's ever left. But that world that people ask me about, that world is gone. That pre-2020 world that people always talk about, oh, that world is fully gone. And that world is gone because people let it happen. Okay, there was a lot of hypnosis, there was a lot of black magic, there was a lot of things in the picture. A lot. So it's very hard to fight against something when you're already put under a spell. The whole world, not just one or two people, the entire, all of us. Everybody's hypnotized to do something, but not everybody fell for the scam, not everybody fell for the lies, and that's good. I'm happy. But now it results